Our speaker tonight, as you know, is Rosemary Blieszner, who's from the university. Let me introduce Greg Fansler, who we all know. He is our liaison at the university for Alumni Affairs. Does a great job for us. He is going to bring us up to date on everything that's happening in tech right now, and he's going to introduce Rosemary after that. Thank you.
It's great to see everybody here. I remember 2010, or was it 2011?
11, actually.
In 11, we put a little blurb in the village's newsletter, magazine, paper, excuse me. And I was expecting 2 or 3, maybe 5 people to show up at Gators Dockside, and all of a sudden 40 people are there, ready to rock and start the village chapter. You guys have been rocking ever since, and we know about it in Blacksburg, we hear about it, and we're just excited for you. And big thanks to these gentlemen behind me, and as well as Becky and Jerry, for all of your participation in this chapter throughout the years. Greatly appreciated. And Bill, Dave, welcome. You guys keep this chapter going, keep it organized, and promote it very well. You got your great webmaster over there. Thanks, Jerry, for filming. Every time when I Google myself, it's always the village's blog. It's like, it's like I'm down here all the time. So I appreciate all your efforts, Jerry. But what's happening to the Alumni Association? We're now 250,000 living alumni strong and growing. We have had chapters, 130 different chapters across the country, operating just like this one. Many of you who have been involved with this chapters have been involved in chapters elsewhere know that basically listen to what they're doing in their research, and we feel this is a tremendous need and really sets Virginia Tech apart from other universities in engagement and certainly keeping Virginia Tech in your mind. And obviously that is ever present when you look at the golf carts and see Virginia Tech here and all that stuff. You guys love an orange and maroon. So I have a few tidbits here I'd like to share, but since 2000, since Charlie Steger took over as president, infrastructure at the university has grown by 2 million square feet, which is double the size of the university in infrastructure. So Virginia Tech is a different university than you remember. Certainly when you were in school, and for those of you that have come back in recent times, I think you've been pleasantly surprised at what you've seen, and certainly have enjoyed walking around campus, and because all of this expansion has certainly kept the integrity of the campus. It's still the most beautiful campus on planet Earth, and that's not biased. That's fact. That's fact. So Virginia Tech currently enrolls 31,906 full-time equivalent students. It is the largest university in the Commonwealth. The National Science Foundation ranks Virginia Tech as the largest research university in Virginia. Research schools. We do just under $500 million in research at Virginia Tech. You read all the stories about higher education, how costs are out of control. That is directly tied to loss of state funding, particularly at Virginia Tech. Graduate school in 2009. She's also an alumni distinguished professor of adult development and aging in the Department of Human Development, and associate director of the Center for Gerontology. She received her PhD from the Penn State University in Human Development and Family Studies with a major concentration in adult development and aging and a minor in sociology and social psychology. Her research has been supported by the NIH and several foundations. She has published 6 books as well as nearly 100 book chapters and research articles in gerontology, family studies, psychology, sociology. In 1997 and 98, she received the university's Alumni Award for Teaching Excellence. And in 2000, she received the Alumni Recognition Award from the College of Health and Human Development at the Penn State University. In 2002, she was named Alumni Distinguished Professor, a position she's held, and a position held by 10 faculty members at the university. She currently serves as the president of the Gerontological Society of America. Please welcome Dr. Rosemary Blieszner.
Well, I'm just delighted to be here. I had a really great tour this afternoon all over the village, and had a chance to learn a whole lot more about the lifestyle that you're living here. It's really interesting. It sounds like a lot of fun. There's something for everybody. It's great. Well, in general, the area of research that I've worked on is about relationships, close relationships, and how family and friends make a difference in our lives, how they help us, support us, or sometimes cause us trouble, right? And so we kind of try to look at all of the different dimensions of different relationships. And so I thought I'd talk with you about my friendship research. Now, if we look across the country, 99% of people say they have friends. So I assume you all have friends, and of course you live in the villages, you must have friends. That's what it's all about here, right? So I feel like you probably have some expertise here to share with the group, and that's what I'm going to call upon you to do. So the first question is, what is a friend? What is a friend? How do you know somebody's your friend?
Share interests with them?
Share interests with them.
They're dependable.
Dependable.
They came over this morning and they did.
Help you out when you need some help. They're there for you. One of the differences between family and friends that sometimes people bring up is that you get to choose your friends. Right?
True.
The real issue in life isn't how many friends you have. It's more about the quality of the friendship. Is that key, at least one key person. Could be a spouse or partner, it could be somebody else. We can't ask advice from them. It can really help to kind of calm those stresses. Sometimes even just saying what's on your mind helps to make the difficulty a little less. That's really important for your physical health as well as your mental health. So one of the things about friendship is that it's a relationship that's available to everybody no matter what. You're never like too young or too old to have a friend, to be a friend. And that idea of the continuity of that role is really important. You say, well, let's get together, come over to my house, or we'll go to meet at a restaurant or someplace. And that's what you're doing, is you're setting up the possibility of getting to know them better and that to themselves. And then if that's the way that it is and the availability through electronic media, it gives you more possibilities for friends. Because think of it, you can only be friends with people you can interact with somehow. So whether that's face-to-face or the whole world.
Right.
But the idea of, and that's really a good question, can you be friends with somebody that you've never met? It's actually not a new idea. It didn't just happen with, email and Facebook.
We had pen pals.
Exactly. We had pen pals, and we wrote to people, maybe in a whole other country, or across the U.S. that we never saw, but you had that, and back and forth, and really considered it to be friends. There were people who. So yeah, the electronic world gives us a different way of doing that, and a maybe quicker way. But the characteristics that you talked about for friends are pretty universal, no matter what age you ask or what the people are doing. The idea of loyalty and trust and companionship and caring, affection, that kind of thing, it's what everybody wants in a friend. Not old. And I have to tell you what cracks me up when I read journal articles, and it's usually medical people who write this. They say, we had this sample of older adults, 45 and up. It's like, what are you thinking?
It's written by a 20-year-old.
Yeah, that's the point. Exactly, that's the point. Well, I am just delighted to be here with you. I thank you so much for asking me. And it's, I hope you can tell I really love doing this research. It's really, oh, yes.
Well, I would just suggest your next book be written down here.
Oh.
It truly is such a unique, what would you call it, mix of people that have come from friendships from all different walks of life in all different areas. And here they are making all new friends at this age in our lives. It would be a wonderful study, and I think it would teach people so much about the aging process.
Okay, you're setting me up.
Things. Number one consider you a friend.
Oh.
And we would love to be your friend. And here's the beginning, 3 cards from the people at the table.
Oh, and they're so pretty. Thank you.
And this is our token of our appreciation.
Oh.
We thank you very much for your speech.
Please.